Imagine ordering thousands of computers and iPads for all of your users. Once they arrive, all you have to do is hand them out and tell your users to turn them on. Your coworkers watch in amazement as their device automatically enrolls in Jamf Pro and configures itself without IT even having to touch it. They are now in awe of your mystical IT admin powers. This is Zach. Let's learn how to integrate and use automated device enrollment with Jamf Pro. Automated device enrollment integrates Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager with Jamf Pro. This provides Jamf Pro with a list of all purchased devices that are eligible for automated device enrollment. After integration, we can create a pre-stage enrollment, which lets us define which devices should be automatically enrolled and which settings should be configured during enrollment. After that, any new or wiped devices included in the pre-stage enrollment will automatically enroll during Setup Assistant, meaning IT never has to physically touch the device. Automated device enrollment is the preferred method of enrollment, not only because of the zero-touch workflow, but also because it's the only enrollment method that can automatically enable supervision and user-approved MDM, both of which are necessary features for many management tasks. Let's jump in and learn how to set it all up. We'll start by integrating Jamf Pro with either Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager. If you don't yet have Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager configured, pause this video and visit either business.apple.com or school.apple.com to get started. Then return here to continue on. Starting at the Jamf Pro dashboard, click Settings on the sidebar. Then click the Global tab. Then click Automated Device Enrollment. We'll need to download the public key, which is a special kind of certificate that lets Apple know the app we're integrating, Jamf Pro, is safe and secure. With that downloaded, let's open another tab in our browser and navigate to either business.apple.com or school.apple.com. Whether you're using Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager, the steps will be the same. I'm logging into school.apple.com, but you should log into whichever of the two your organization uses. From here, click your name on the bottom left. Then click Preferences. We need to create an MDM server that will hold the information for the devices we've purchased from Apple. We'll be linking this MDM server to Jamf Pro to sync that device information over for enrollment. Click the Add button next to your MDM servers. First, give it a name. I'm naming mine Jamf 100 Course. Below that, there's a checkbox titled Allow this MDM server to release devices. Release devices means to remove those devices entirely from Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager. For safety, I recommend deselecting this box so that devices can't be accidentally released. If we ever want to release them in the future, we can first move them out of this MDM server and then release them. I like to take this precaution since adding devices back into Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager isn't an easy process, so putting an extra step there can help prevent mistakes. Next, we need to upload the public key we downloaded from Jamf Pro. Click Choose File, navigate to where the file was stored, and click Upload. Then click Save on the bottom right. Our MDM server is now created. We just need to download its server token so we can link it to Jamf Pro. Click Download Token on the top. Then click Download Server Token. Under Default Device Assignment, we can choose which types of devices should, by default, go into which MDM server. Multiple MDM servers can be created and linked separately to Jamf Pro in case you want them to enroll with different configurations. If you only have one MDM server for now, it may be helpful to have all devices assigned to it by default. This way, anytime you purchase new devices through Apple, they'll automatically sync to Jamf Pro. It's worth noting that devices will only populate here when you purchase them through your account. Purchasing a device at an Apple store with a credit card won't populate the device here. Contact your Apple account representative to learn how best to do this. To learn how to move existing devices into and out of MDM servers, check out the resources for more details. Let's switch back to our Jamf Pro tab. From the Automated Device Enrollment screen, click New on the top right. Give this integration a name. I recommend using the same name as the MDM server that will be connected to it, so I'm entering Jamf 100 Course. Then click Upload Server Token File. Click Choose File, select the token file we downloaded from the MDM server, and click Upload. Click Upload again, and then click Save on the bottom right. Our MDM server is now linked to Jamf Pro, and it will begin syncing over any devices that it contains. Now that the integration has been made, we need to create pre-stage enrollments for both mobile devices and computers so that Jamf Pro knows the correct configurations to enroll them with. Let's start with computers. Click Computers on the sidebar, and then click Pre-Stage Enrollments on the bottom of the sidebar. Notice the warning at the top of the page? User-initiated enrollment needs to be enabled before we can create a computer pre-stage enrollment. Click the User-Initiated Enrollment link, or navigate to Settings, Global, User-Initiated Enrollment, macOS. Click Edit on the bottom right. Then select the Enable User-Initiated Enrollment for Computers checkbox. Then click Save on the bottom right. To learn more about user-initiated enrollment, check out our video titled User-Initiated Enrollment. Now we can navigate back. Click Computers, Pre-Stage Enrollments. Now that warning is gone, and we can click the New button on the top right. Multiple pre-stage enrollments can be created, each linking to one specific MDM server from Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager. We may only end up using one for all of our computers or create multiple to apply different configurations. Let's start by giving it a name. I'm naming mine Jamf 100 Computers. If we have multiple MDM servers connected, we can choose the correct one from the Automated Device Enrollment Instance pop-up menu. We have the option to automatically assign new devices when they populate in our MDM server. This is helpful if this is the only pre-stage enrollment we're setting up for computers. The Use Existing Location Information if applicable checkbox is for when devices get re-enrolled. The nice thing about automated device enrollment is you can wipe a device and it will re-enroll itself when it comes back to Setup Assistant, making device turnover a breeze. If we select this checkbox, then the existing user and location information on the device's inventory record will remain after the device has been wiped and re-enrolled. The support and department information will be displayed on the remote management screen of Setup Assistant. It's recommended to fill this out with information for your IT department or whoever is responsible for your Jamf Pro environment in case devices end up in the pre-stage that aren't supposed to be there. Then the user will know who to contact. If you have an LDAP or SSO connection configured in Jamf Pro, the required authentication checkbox will be visible. This will add a login screen for users to enter their network credentials during enrollment. This helps to make the enrollment process more secure, and it will automatically assign the device to that user in Jamf Pro. The Make MDM Profile Mandatory checkbox will require the installation of the MDM profile, and thus enroll a device, before they can progress through Setup Assistant. It's recommended to keep this box selected to make sure devices get enrolled and users can't skip enrollment. Similarly, the Allow MDM Profile Removal box will allow the user to remove the MDM profile, making MDM communication impossible with the device. It's recommended to deselect this box to make sure devices stay enrolled in Jamf Pro. If you've ever felt personally victimized by Activation Lock, then the Prevent User from Enabling Activation Lock checkbox is for you. With this selected, the user can log in with their Apple ID, but will not be able to use Activation Lock. For computers running macOS 11.5 or later, we can use the Set Recovery Lock Password checkbox to either manually enter a common recovery password for all computers or randomly generate a recovery password for each computer that will be securely stored in the computer's inventory record. We can also select the Rotate Recovery Lock Password checkbox to make sure Jamf Pro generates a new recovery lock password an hour after it's viewed. To further customize the enrollment experience, an enrollment customization configuration can be selected for use here. To learn more about enrollment customization, check out the link in the resources. Next, we can choose which screens to show or block during Setup Assistant. We can either have Setup Assistant automatically progress or specifically choose which screens to hide and show with the checklist below. To hide a particular screen, select its corresponding checkbox. Note that this doesn't disable these features. It just removes them from Setup Assistant. Their default values will remain set, and users can still go into System Settings later on and change them. To keep it simple, I'm selecting the Hide Every screen, and then deselecting Location Services. This will make Location Services the only Setup Assistant screen the users will see. With the general pane all filled out, we have a few extra options to apply to computers enrolled with this pre-stage. With the Account Settings pane, we can create an administrator account that will be present on all computers, and even set all other accounts created to be standard accounts, rather than administrators. The User and Location, Purchasing, and Attachment panes allow us to add information to the inventory records for these computers ahead of time. Configuration profiles, certificates, and enrollment packages all allow us to install various items before Setup Assistant finishes. This can be handy for certain Wi-Fi setups or more complicated enrollment experiences. For now, we have everything we need to make sure this pre-stage can enroll a computer. Let's check the scope and add a test computer. Click Scope. Here we can see all of the computers that have synced in from our connected MDM server. If you don't see anything here, that either means you don't have any computers assigned to your MDM server yet, or it's still syncing. Sometimes it can take a little bit. Once you see your computers here, select the checkbox for a corresponding test computer, and then hit Save. Once we save the pre-stage, it can take some time to sync all of these settings back to Apple. We recommend waiting at least 15 minutes before trying to boot up the selected computer for enrollment. Let's see this pre-stage in action. It's important to reiterate that automated device enrollment only takes effect at Setup Assistant, meaning computers need to be brand new or recently wiped. I've wiped this test computer that I've assigned to the pre-stage, and we're back at Setup Assistant. First, select the language and region, and then continue through the accessibility prompts. Then connect Wi-Fi. Now the remote management screen shows up, letting us know that management is required by our organization. Click Enroll. Jamf will now download and install all of the necessary components of the management framework to enroll the device. And now I can create my user account. I'm entering in all of the information for my test user. Once the account has been created, the rest of the options in Setup Assistant will be shown. I only selected to show location services, so we only see that screen. I'll select to enable location services and click Continue. And now we're brought to the desktop, with our good friend Self-Service loading up to greet us. And if we switch back into Jamf Pro, we can see its inventory record. Great, we've successfully enrolled a computer with automated device enrollment. Let's try a mobile device. The process is very similar. On the Jamf Pro sidebar, click Devices. Then click Pre-stage Enrollments on the bottom of the sidebar. Then click New on the top right. Just like the computer pre-stage enrollment, we can give it a name, choose an MDM server to connect to, enter in support information, and require credentials if we have LDAP or SSO connected to Jamf Pro. Below that, we can see where mobile device pre-stages differ from computer pre-stages slightly with supervision settings. Supervision is a setting on all Apple devices that allows for greater control of device settings when managed with an MDM provider like Jamf. It provides access to a majority of the restrictions, settings, and management tasks that Jamf is capable of. Mobile devices running iOS 12 or earlier need to be opted into supervision during enrollment, which is why this checkbox is selected automatically. If we deselect that box, we can see that devices running iOS 13 or later are still automatically supervised. Let's select that box to make sure all of the devices we enroll will have supervision. To learn more about supervision, check out the link in the resources. As we saw with computers, we also have the option to make the MDM profile mandatory with this checkbox that's selected by default. Just like supervision, this setting is optional for devices running iOS 12 or earlier and is automatically forced on devices running iOS 13 or later. Below that, we can see some extra enrollment settings that apply to supervised devices, like allowing them to pair to Macs, prevent the user from unenrolling the device, installation of configuration profiles in scope before Setup Assistant, enabling shared iPad, and preventing the user from enabling activation lock. Notice that when we select Prevent User from Enabling Activation Lock, we get an option to enable an organization-wide activation lock through Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager. This is safe to enable and even recommended, as it puts us in control of activation lock. The activation lock bypass code can always be found in the Management section of a mobile device's inventory record. Then, once again, we can enable an enrollment customization experience and skip various screens of Setup Assistant. Just like before, to speed things up, I'm hiding all of the screens except location services. Remember, a selected checkbox means it will be hidden, and its default settings will be configured. As with computers, the remaining payloads on the left allow us to bulk edit inventory information ahead of time. Let's scope a test iPad to this pre-stage and test it out. Click Scope, select a test iPad, and click Save. Once again, wait about 15 minutes before proceeding. I've got my test iPad here ready to get enrolled. As we progress through Setup Assistant, we can see the same remote management screen from earlier. And once that passes, we can see the location services screen so I can enable that. And then we're brought to the home screen. And once again, if we switch back into Jamf Pro, we can see the inventory record for this iPad. With automated device enrollment set up, we can create a truly zero-touch enrollment process. Devices can be purchased and then shipped directly to our users. The enrollment process can be made quick and easy, so your users can get themselves up and running as quick as possible. That's all for this video on automated device enrollment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.